I think before going deep down into remarkable thought and all these videos that I already prepared for you, I really have to be honest and sharing with you the reason that remarkable thought exists actually. And that is part of my story, that is my own testimony. And today it's something very important that we're gonna talk about. It's when actually you ask for change and life throw you the backward of what you are asking for. There's time we ready, we need a change, we need to move on, we need to do something greater, bigger. But we don't know that going into that big spot gonna require you to be a better person to fit in it. And as to go to a battle, to go for war, you gonna need to have like the whole process of becoming a fighter, the whole process of becoming in the army. That is exactly why life throws struggles, crushing seasons, survivals period, so it can create exactly who you need to be to fit in those positions that you're actually asking for. And that also means that life gonna throw you the backward of the best beautiful part of change that you need and that you want. God gonna throw to you what you need to create the host that gonna be ready to receive all these things. And for me, life sent me to hell. I know that I'm healed and I know that I'm doing better and I'm actually in a better value position because the things that I used to talk about or to think about that used to make me cry and to make me doubt actually make me feel proud. I was coming from big international stages, events, galas. I even attend red carpets, meeting those people that I know you watching right now want to meet. It's like life gave me a test and a taste of what this life that I'm asking for looks like. And they're gonna take me from it. You know, when you come from TVs, international stages, travels and stuff, it's like you're having things together after a long period of your life, waiting and asking for them into the crushing period, the survival season. Hell. To end up on a grill at a Chipotle in New York, in a warehouse, making boxes, doing packages, and where I lost everything that I've or that is related, that are related to my sport. I wasn't driven anymore. I didn't have a career anymore. I wasn't what I used to be anymore. I wasn't me. I lost myself in the middle of this. I was ready for a change, and I say it so many times. I begged God for a change. But I didn't know that God was packaging the backward of the change I wasn't asking for. It was boxing what I didn't need or what I didn't want, but probably what it thinks I needed so it can give me exactly what I wanted. And the most important thing that I always wanted was to finally be aligning with my purpose. And I end up in a period where I was questioning myself. I love myself, my sport, my creativity, my positivity, everything that I had that was good in me, I lost it. And I felt empty. I lost who I was. And I'm like, who am I now today? I don't have a career. I don't have nothing. I'm actually in a position, in an environment and situationship and situations where people are actually using the situation to remind me that what I always thought I wasn't the truth. That is what I am, because actually I am in that position and I let them. That was a mistake that I did, and I don't want you to do it also. It's to let them define who I was or give me a label of who I was by the situation I was in. And I want you to know there are times when you're gonna be in a position where people being comfortable in that position gonna just trying to give you a label and tell you exactly what you always thought was false. This is what you are and where you belong with me in the dust. And you lost everything. There is darkness everywhere. That was my living. My reality was I was stuck in a womb in hell. And by social media, I could have a little window where I don't even see clearly, but I can see people enjoying paradise and being happy outside of it and doing things that I dreamed about. Well, for me, there is no escape. I'm in the middle of darkness and survival mode. And one thing I really want you to hold on in that position is it can be totally dark. If you really trying to find something with hope in your heart, if you deeply want it, you're gonna find in the middle of the darkness a candle, and you're gonna have to hold on to the flame of this candle. That's the only positive thing. Hold on to something. Me, it was hope and faith. And I was in a situation and I was, Jeremiah 29:11 said, "For I know the plans that I have for you." And I was, God, is it that the plan you have for me? Actually, I thought 2 years ago I was in the plan you had for me. Not this one. I don't want that. This is me questioning God. And in the middle of all this, that noisy scenario and situation, you will need to be so kind and so hopeful to be able to listen to the answer of God. And I remember one day I was sleeping, writing something before going to sleep actually, but when I finally reached sleep, I dreamed about somebody that was doing everything that I wanted. I was so mad When I woke up, I decided to deactivate all my social media. It wasn't jealousy. I was mad. I was like, God, I'm exhausted of this tiring situation. I'm exhausted of being in hell, and now you're just showing me that. That was an answer, the answer that I wasn't waiting to receive. But one thing is, I was starving because I didn't want to give up. I was starving of a little something. And what I found in the middle of it was God. I got closer to God. I was listening to sermon days 24/7. It was on my mind. I was so focused and starving of the word of God, because I'm like, that's the only thing that is good for me now. My soul needed it, and I have to cut loose with everybody else, my environment, the people that I used to call friend, that actually was draining me, because they were like, that situation we are in, and that situation you are actually in, that is who you are. You're not different from us. You are exactly the same thing. It's not about equity. It's about knowing who you are and knowing when you have to set yourself free from those people. Those people that giving you a label to tell you exactly that what you don't want is exactly what you are. And I was so mad that they're trying to tell me who I was when I knew exactly I wasn't that person. I knew deep down on me I need for more. And listening to sermons every day, listening to things that I needed, filling my soul, growing, glowing, God, finally making peace with myself and the situation I was in. And I was like, God, if you let me out of this situation, I will not keep this grace for myself. I will use what I learned. I will use my testimony for transformation and impact. My goal here is not to be perfect. It's not to show you perfection. My goal here is not to be viral. My goal here is not to become an influencer. My goal here is to help you. Help you knowing that your crushing season is actually your transformation moment. Because the only thing you have to do is to be able to take those decisions that's gonna make you become alone and lonely. But that is good for exactly what you need to build who you are and who you're supposed to be. I'm not looking for perfection, for viral. I'm not looking for any of this. I'm looking to be true. I'm looking to be raw, honest, vulnerability. I'm looking for us to use our crushing, our survival mode, when we're finally being able to heal, to try as much as we can to help others heal, using our transformation to transform others and make an impact. One thing I always knew is I'm gonna use my testimony, and that was a vote myself. My testimony should use for transformation for somebody else. My testimony should be an impact. And when I pray, I just want God to let the people who need those words find it. Make them find it. Because a lot of people try to keep me down, saying that I wasn't enough to use those for you. I will not be able to heal and to get in the other side of my fear, in the other side of my crushing period, in the other side of my survival moments, in the other side of that darkness. And I got out from hell, and I said that my hell, my period, my trip in hell, gonna help somebody else not going there. It's like me, I got a direct trip to hell. It's like you send something to planet Mars to tell you, is it okay to people to survive? And I am back telling you, yes, you can survive it. You can heal from it. And if you're looking deep down in you and trying to find a little bit of a good part of that process that transform you, you can make an impact in others' life. Part 2 is coming. Thank you for watching. Have a good night or have a good day. Bye.